They certainly need De La Cruz to be a star, much more consistent than he's been. You don't know what you're going to get from night, yeah, night after night. Was over four strikeouts, or 3 for 4 with 2 homers.
Bob, let's talk about the NL Central. First, let's start at Wrigleyville, where the expectations are extremely high. The Cubs signed Alex Bregman this offseason, traded for some pitching help with Edward Cabrera. Seems like things are looking pretty good there for the Cubs.
Well, they're very confident, but they've been confident for, for the last decade or so. And that team up north, Milwaukee Brewers, always a huge thorn in their side. But yeah, they're very excited with Bregman, what he does. Cabrera, is a frontline starter. But people forget, Bregman replaces Kyle Tucker. It's not like
Right.
Tucker is still there. Tucker had a monster first half, slipped the second half. So we'll see. But certainly a deep team. Matt Shaw now may be playing a lot more in the outfield, particularly with Suzuki. Probably going to start the year on the injury list.
And Pete Crow-Armstrong, a budding superstar in the making.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. Had a monster first half, and then just took a nosedive second half. But yeah, he certainly has all the qualities. I'm sure he'll learn what happened second half. People adjusting to him, but certainly has that star quality and a fabulous defensive outfielder.
Bob, you mentioned the Brewers. I think a lot of people don't realize they had the best record in the major leagues last season. But when it came down to the postseason, they were swept out by the Dodgers. And in the offseason, they traded number one starter Freddie Peralta. But it seems like this team always finds a way. I don't know, Bob. I think this may be the year their luck runs out.
I don't know. We say that every year, and I they'll argue a source it's not luck. I mean, hey, they got a lot for Peralta. They got prospects. Yeah, I'm with you. I think a lot depends on Brandon Woodford. If he can be healthy, I should say Brandon Woodruff. If he can stay healthy, then I think hey, they got a chance again. But they need him to be that ace. I think for them to knock off the Cubs. I do fully expect, no matter what happens, for the Brewers to be in the playoffs one way or the other.
All right. In Cincinnati, the talents of Ellie De La Cruz stand out above everybody. Are there other X factors in that lineup and on that roster that will give Terry Francona and the Reds a fighting chance in the Central?
They certainly need De La Cruz to be a star, much more consistent than he's been. You don't know what you're going to get from night, yeah, night after night. Was over four strikeouts, or 3 for 4 with 2 homers. So it's too bad for them losing 100 Green for the first half of the season. That's a big blow. When healthy, he's one of the top, five, 5, 10 pitchers in all of baseball. So they're gonna have to survive without him that first half.
The St. Louis Cardinals have traded away several established veterans over the past year. They're looking for a fresh start. Does Cardinal Nation have to prepare for a painful rebuild like I think they're going to see?
Yeah, this is interesting stat, Steve. This is the first time in the franchise history they're opening the season without an all-star player, since the all-star game, came about. So yeah, they're having a hard time selling tickets, everything else. It used to be, tough place to get a ticket. But yeah, they're not used to rebuild. It's their first rebuild since the late 90s. So yeah, it's going to be a painful process. It's going to take a few years. It's not going to take as long as the Nationals, but it's going to take at least 2 years for them to get back to being the team they are and they want to be, I should say. But yeah, just Cardinal fans aren't used to this.
And a team that seems to be rebuilding all the time may start to get a little bit better now. That's the Pittsburgh Pirates, one of the most interesting teams, I think, to start the season. You've got Cy Young winner Paul Skeens and a really talented young rotation. And then they went out and made some moves, not huge free agent signings, but by Pirate standards, pretty big ones. Ryan O'Hearn, Marcelo Zuna, Brandon Lau got him in a trade. So this is going to be a different Pirates team. Are they going to be good enough, though, to make noise in the NL Central?
I think they can. I think that they're certainly a sleeper pick for a wild card spot. I don't see them competing for the division title, but yeah, got the great pitching and got some offensive thump now. And of course, they got Connor Griffin winning the Wings. He didn't make the opening day roster, but he could be up anytime in the month of April. So yeah, he's been energetic guy. He's going to sell tickets too. A teenager being in the major leagues. So no, I get this team's up and coming for sure.
Yeah, a couple of exciting prospects in the Central. Not only Connor Griffin with the Pirates, but JJ Weatherholt of the St. Louis Cardinals. We'll be looking for them in the NL Rookie of the Year race. And as we look toward the end of the season, Bob, I guess it's pretty much Cubs or bust in the division, or does Milwaukee somehow find a way?
I think Milwaukee's in there one way or the other. I mean, how many times we write off Milwaukee? It's like, give them a break. I mean, they won the what division three straight years now for the last five. They've dominated that division. So I think we're making a mistake if you write off Milwaukee.